Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 21 video. Today's episode, we're going to be gutting the New England Patriots. And that's right, you heard me correctly, gutting the New England Patriots. I'm going to be stripping all the old pieces off this team. So, just a forewarning, not a realistic rebuild. I repeat, it's not a realistic rebuild. So don't say in the comment, oh, trading away Patrick Chung was not realistic. Patrick Chung is like 32. He's nowhere near good in Madden at all. Normal development. Pretty sure like an 88 overall, he would have no use to this team. But other than that, guys, let's jump into the rebuild. So this is the overlook of the team as we have Cam Newton here, and he's pretty interesting. Last year, I believe he was like a 90 overall superstar X Factor. Now he's a 79 overall star development. Things change pretty quickly. Sony Michel and James White are pretty solid, but I just want a better one. Julian Edelman uses drugs. N'Keal Harry is kind of a bust. O-line is probably the best I've ever seen out of all these rebuilds. Actually, the Saints O-line was the best, so second best, I would say. Tight end sucks pretty bad, but I'm actually going to move this guy. Well, no, he's already starting at right tackle. I was about to say I'm going to move him to right tackle, but for some reason it's not updating. Again, tight end sucks, but defensively, a lot of old pieces. Stephon, Gilmore, and I believe Devin Mccordy I will keep. Jason McCourty I'll probably trade. I would say very, very good secondary. Patrick Chung definitely going to trade. Going to start Kyle Duggar over him, and linebacking core definitely needs some help. Maybe going to trade Dante Hightower just because he's a little bit on the older side. He may last a few seasons, so I might keep that. But once again, I'm going to be gutting this team, so don't comment down below how it was an unrealistic trade. So let's get into it. So we're trading away Dante Hightower, Jason McCourty, and Lawrence Guy for Aaron Jones, the halfback that I want, and a 5th round pick. Next, we're trading away Julian Edelman, the guy who does drugs, and Adrian Phillips for a 1st round pick from the Jets. So that will probably be pretty good considering the Jets suck. Next, we're trading away Patrick Chung and a 6th round pick for Deebo Samuel from the Panthers. Didn't think this would go through, but I guess it did. Next, we're trading away John Simon for Christian Kirk straight up. Again, didn't think that would go through. I thought it would be like John Simon and a 3rd, but I guess we got Christian Kirk now. Next, we're trading away Allen, our defensive tackle, another defensive tackle, and a 4th for the tight end Noah Fant. Very, very good trade for us. Next, we're trading away Markel Lee, Marcus Cannon, I believe it is, and a wide receiver for a 1st, a 5, and a 7 from the Cardinals. And next, we're trading away a left outside linebacker, a 3rd string halfback for a 1st, a 6, and a 7. So that was a lot to process, and there's a lot of different changes on this team, but this team is immediately better than what it was before. In terms of overall and in youth, this team is already better. That's what gutting the team looks like. I mean, defense looks a lot worse, I would say, but we can pick that up in free agency in the draft. It honestly doesn't even look that bad considering we ripped all the linebackers off. That's probably the biggest part, but at least they're young. So other than that, let's get into the midseason mark. So here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Bills, as we are only 2-5. I'm not too surprised by that, but we are 2nd in the division. This division is apparently trash, but we have players to resign such as Aaron Jones, the halfback that I wanted in this rebuild. It seems like if you don't have a good halfback and you don't have a good quarterback, you do terrible in sim. So this is really why I wanted to bring him on the team. Again, not realistic, but he resigns. Curtis Samuel, I'm pretty sure I said Deebo Samuel when I traded for him. I am so sorry about that, but Curtis Samuel is here and he resigns with the team. J.C. Jackson as well, 86 overall, star development. Very young set of defensive backs. I mean, I was about to say Marshawn Lattimore. I mean, Stephon Gilmore is a very good defensive back, even though he's 29, but he'll last this entire rebuild. I want to keep David Andrews here. Great center as well. Try to keep it a little realistic, especially on the O-line. Joe Thuney is here as well to keep him around. 27 years old. I'm pretty sure offensive linemen start regression at 31, so this will be a good deal, and he resigns. Cam Newton, I just don't know about yet. I'll just have to see how he regresses at the end of the season. But other than that, guys, everyone else here I don't have an interest for, so let's just jump into the playoffs. Now, here we are in the playoffs, actually making the playoffs at 9-7, coming off a win to the division rival, the Jets, as we are at the top of the division at 9-7. Again, it's a really trashy division, but Cam Newton actually had a great season, and 5th best offense. Did he win the MVP? Ryan Tannehill wins it, and he's not even in the conversation, really. He's at 10th, which isn't really great, but still another amazing, well, not another, well, technically, I guess it would be another. Cam Newton has played relatively well. 11th best defense, 5th best offense, 4,400 yards, 31 TDs, 18 interceptions, a little bit too much, but it's still okay. Aaron Jones had 7 TDs. Why does the backup always have more TDs than the starter? That's so stupid. But still, 1,100 yards. Receiving-wise, Noah Fant had over 1,000 yards and 6 TDs. That's great. And defensively, I would say Kyle Duggar with the most tackles on team, which isn't a good thing that the secondary has the most tackles. But tackles for a loss goes to Afreen Jennings, I believe. I feel like a retard for saying his name. But sacks, not very many. Interceptions, J.C. Jackson with 3. I guess that's kind of interesting, but not too many, I would say. A safety and defensive touchdowns is 1 for Jonathan Jones and 1 for Devin Mccordy. So pretty happy that I kept Devin Mccordy. I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep him throughout this entire rebuild. I'm pretty sure he only regresses to around an 82, but I'm going to simulate this wild card round against the simulation god, the Cleveland Browns. Hopefully we can beat them. Can we do it? We can! Here to face the 12-4 Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm actually going to simulate this as well because it's only the first season. So what can we do here? We lose as we lose. Yeah, it's kind of a blow. It doesn't matter. Let's just get into the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as we are about to re-sign Cam Newton, I guess. But the Chiefs beat the Panthers in the Super Bowl 24-21. But Cam Newton stays at a 79, 80 with morale. He is regressing. I think he'll drop down to like a 75 during this rebuild. That's my prediction. Don't know sure, and I don't want to keep him around and stick around to know. But anyways, this is what the team looks like actually. And any offensive upgrades, Noah Fant has superstar dev now. That's great. Short in elite, haven't really had a tight end since Gronk, so the Patriots are struggling with that. And it looks like our outside linebackers also got these upgrades. Jennings with star dev now, and Uche with star dev as well. This is why you get rid of the old and in with the new. And Kyle Duggar also has star dev, and Jonathan Jones has superstar dev. I'm pretty sure Jonathan Jones plays in the slot, so that's why he probably got that as well. And he had a pick 6, I believe, so that's pretty cool. Probably need middle linebackers, but anyways, guys, let's just jump into free agency. Now, after free agency, this is what the team looks like, and in the draft, we're probably going to have to pick up a quarterback, but we got Phillip Lindsay as a depth player. He's on a really, really cheap contract, so that's why I wanted to put him on the team. And we also got a punter, Matt Hawk. We didn't really do anything on defense, but it was a pretty solid free agency, and we also got a kicker as well. But other than that, we're going to be looking to pick a middle linebacker and quarterback in the draft. So here we are in the draft, picking up a defensive end, and actually, I felt like he was too good to pass up, and we needed to upgrade our D-line as well. And next, we're picking up an outside linebacker, but he is a run-stopper archetype, so I'm going to move him to inside linebacker. His overall won't go down too much, so he's a pretty good pickup. Next, we're picking up a QB, Tim Rubio, 71 overall, normal development. Sadly, only normal development, but he's a scrambler, and he's 21 years old. Where's Jared's number? But still, Tim Rubio, our QB here. And it looks like we don't really have too much on offense other than that. And defensively, I moved the outside linebacker into inside linebacker. And defense is actually not looking that bad considering these normal development players, the young normal development players, got star development. So it's not looking too bad for this team. So other than that, guys, let's get into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark coming off a bye week. And ability is unlocked for Noah Fant as he has spin cycle now. Not very good for any player in general. Spin cycle kind of sucks, but still, we are 2-5 somehow. I guess Cam Newton effect was really that big. And we are at the bottom of the division. Stephon Gilmore and Devin Mccordy are both here. Stephon Gilmore is going to be a massive contract. I believe in real life it was like 17 mil per year, but we're paying him 15 mil per year. I don't know exactly, but he resigns with the team. Devin Mccordy is here. I don't know how I feel about him. I'll just wait till the end of the season. Christian Kirk, 83 overall, star development. I'm definitely going to want to keep him around as he stays with the team. And everyone else here I do not have an interest for. So other than that, guys, I would say that it's time to jump into the playoffs if I can actually do that. What am I doing? Okay. I don't know, I brain farted there. Let's get into the playoffs. So here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Chiefs as we did not make the playoffs, sadly. But we are 8-8, third in the division. That kind of sucks. Tim Rubio had a pretty good season, though, for a rookie, especially 9th best offense, over 4,000 yards as well. Tim Rubio was in the conversation for MVP at number 6. That's really cool. Definitely really cool. Let's see if he won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Colin Kaepernick got Offensive Player of the Year. Yeah, that's funny. Tim Rubio at number 4. Dak Prescott won the MVP. I just now noticed that. And Kaepernick was at number 4. That's disgusting. But Offensive Player of the Year goes to Kaepernick, and we get number 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Tim Rubio. Best QB goes to Tim Rubio as well at number 4, though. Kaepernick got it at number 1, but 9th best offensively and 11th best defensively, so similar to last year, but still Tim Rubio with 4,300 yards, 33 TDs, and 9 interceptions. Better than Cam Newton because he had less interceptions, but Aaron Jones only had 9 TDs and under 1,000 yards, almost there though. Noah Fant and Curtis Samuel and Christian Kirk all had a pretty good amount of yards. Great ball distribution, and defensively, Kyle Duggar with the most tackles on the team. Once again, tackles for a loss goes to 13 for Jacoby Wright, the rookie, and sacks goes to 7 for Jacoby Wright, the rookie, so maybe that's a dev up. Interceptions is 4 for Stephon Gilmore. I was hoping that would be J.C. Jackson so he could get a dev up maybe. Safeties is 1 for Jacoby Wright, very, very nicely putting up numbers. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Stephon Gilmore. So apart from that, guys, I'm pretty happy with the season, so let's get into the offseason. I don't really know how we didn't make the playoffs last season with those kind of stats, but still, we have players to resign here as this by the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And that person we need to re-sign would be Devin Mccordy, 85 overall. I wouldn't be too disappointed to re-sign him. Hopefully he just doesn't retire the next season. I want to put him on a 2-year deal. I think he won't go below an 80. If he could stay a superstar X factor throughout this entire rebuild, which he will obviously, then I'll definitely keep him on the team. And he wants to test out free agency. How much is it to tag him? That's a little bit too much. I feel like I could pick him up really cheap in free agency because he is old and I don't think anybody will want him. But we're going to look into the team to see if there's any dev ups or any development upgrades that I need to see. And offensively, Tim Rubio, star dev. He has been a great QB for us. And where is it? There it is. It says plus star dev. Tim Rubio, great player, rookie of the year, was in the MVP question. I think he should have had superstar for that, but EA kind of sucks. Jacoby Wright with star dev here as well, and that was the only defensive upgrade, sadly. I was expecting Kyle Duggar with the most tackles on the team to once again get another dev up and maybe be superstar dev, but I guess that's not the case, sadly. So other than that, boys, let's jump into free agency. So here we are after free agency. And in free agency, we didn't really do too much offensively. Offensively, I really feel like we're complete here. But defensively, I moved J.J. Watt from left end to defensive tackle with unstoppable force, goal line stuff, and adrenaline rush. And we also got LVE here, 87 overall, superstar X Factor with the reinforcement, secure tackler, and closer as his abilities. Very amazing team, absolute studs. We just need to perform. So other than that, boys, it's time to jump into the draft. And what a way to start out with a 75 overall hidden development. Probably will replace Devin McCourty, but we did re-sign him in free agency, is what I forgot to mention as well. Next, we're picking up a wide receiver who has 72 overall hidden dev. Probably will be our slot, but he is a deep threat archetype. Next, we're picking up a defensive tackle to sit behind J.J. Watt, 74 overall hidden development. I might switch into a 4-3 defense, but this is the team after the draft, as I got Tim Rubio, our second-year QB, another receiver, and I did move into a 4-3. But Devin McCourty, I did re-sign in free agency. I forgot to mention that. I might move that defensive back up to free safety if he does retire. I'm just getting ready to be prepared for that, but for right now, that defensive back is going to be a 4-string defensive back right now. So other than that, let's just get into the midseason mark. So here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Packers, as we are 8-0. 8-0. It's looking like the Patriots in 2012, I believe, and then Eli Manning ruined it. But still, if we didn't have Eli Manning, Tom Brady would have 8 rings. Let that sink in. Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? But still, Jonathan Jones, 88 overall, superstar dev. Definitely want to keep him around, 100%. He stays with the team. Isaiah Wynn, the left tackle, going to be a big contract. Not really that amazing, actually. I thought it was going to be like 18 mil per year, because that's how much left tackles cost most of the time. But I paid him 10 mil per year, so great deal on me. And 83 overall, star development, Chase Winovich. So I definitely want to keep him around, and he stays around. And everyone else here, I do not want, especially not N'Keal Harry. Why would the Patriots pick N'Keal Harry over DK Metcalf? I don't know. Let's get into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a loss to the Texans, as we are 14-2, here to face the 8-8 Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card round, top the division above the Buffalo Bills. Tim Rubio, not that great of a season, pretty good in touchdowns, not great in yards. 6th best offensively, 7th best defensively. Tim Rubio, 3,600 yards, 39 TDs, 10 interceptions. Kind of had a down year. Aaron Jones, 10 touchdowns, 1,500 yards. Great year for him. Curtis Samuel, 12 touchdowns and 800 yards. Still pretty good ball distribution. And defensively, LVE with the most tackles on the team. Tackles for a loss goes to J.J. Watt with 14. Sacks on the team goes to J.J. Watt and Chase Winovich, both with 11.5. Interceptions goes to 4 for Jonathan Jones. Another great year for our slot defensive back. And safeties is 1 for Josh Uche, and defensive touchdowns is 0. So other than that, we're going to simulate this wild card round against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 3rd year. So if we don't win it, it's okay. We still have the 4th year to go on. And can we do it to move on to the divisional round? We can. Here to face the Kansas City Chiefs, who beat us last time in the first season, which was pretty disappointing, but we're 14-2 and they're 9-7 this time. Can we do it to move on to the conference championship? Please tell me we can. We can. Beating them 26-7 as we are here to face 9-7 Joe Burrow and the Bengals. So that's going to be a pretty exciting matchup, and I'm actually going to hop in to make sure we win this one. So other than that, boys, let's just jump straight into it. Now here we are in the Bengals game as the score is 34-7 as we are pounding Joe Burrow into the ground. 41-7, just kind of like how Joe Burrow got pounded on the ground on Sunday towards ACL. That's very sad, but still 41-7. Here we are in the Super Bowl here to face the 9-7 Green Bay Packers. And this is what the team looks like as Rubio stays the same, but Aaron Jones has superstar X Factor with Truz. Terrible ability, especially for a running back. It would be okay for Lamar Jackson, but not for a running back. And it looks like our rookie receiver has superstar Dev with the ability Energizer. So that's amazing. It looks like he came with that as well. And specialist, I'm going to make sure, okay, I guess he's not in the slot. I guess Christian Kirk plays the slot, and he will play number 2 instead of Christian Kirk. And defensively, it looks kind of the same. It looks like Chris Booth hasn't had any reps. I don't know what's up with that. Specialist, he should be number 2 rush D tackle instead of number 3. But defensively, once again, well, specialist, where is it? I don't know why he's not starting at rush right end. I'll put Josh Uche there instead, I guess. And everyone else here, I think, looks the same, if I'm not mistaken. But still, a great season by us. We are in the Super Bowl. So other than that, boys, it is time to jump into the Super Bowl with the Packers. Here we are in the Super Bowl with the Packers, once again slamming Aaron Rodgers into the ground if he hasn't already retired. 42-6 in the Super Bowl in the 4th quarter. 42-6 as Tim Rubio beats the living crap out of Aaron Rodgers himself and the Packers. So amazing season by us, and this will definitely be a successful rebuild as we get to hoist another Lombardi trophy. And Stephon Gilmore is your MVP. That's interesting for a defensive player to get it, but he did get a pick 6 and another interception with 5 tackles, so that's pretty cool as well. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this season. And Tim Rubio had 4 TDs and 0 interceptions and 256 yards. How did he not get MVP? Still, we blew them out. This is the offseason, and Tim Rubio had a monster game. I guess if you get a pick 6, that just automatically makes you the MVP of the game, which I can maybe understand if it was the game winner, but we blew them out anyways, mainly to Tim Rubio. But still, let's get to free agency. Here we are after free agency, and this is what the team looks like after free agency as well. Didn't do too much on offense, but defensively, we got Matthew Ioannidis because sadly, J.J. Watt retired, but we had more cap room because he did. And it looks like Devin Mccordy also retired, so I'm going to have to move that defensive back there. And here we are in the draft, an unrealistic time, guys. I already gutted the team as I'm trading a first, and a 3rd-string defensive tackle for Derwin James. This is what the team looks like after the draft, and that was probably a lot of information to take in. Probably couldn't even wrap your head around it. But I moved Kyle Duggar to free safety. I feel like he'll play better there. But other than that, guys, I'd say it's time to jump into the midseason mark. So here we are in the midseason mark as we are 6-2 above the 4-3 New York Jets. But just like every season in the final season, I don't need to resign anybody because it is the final season and I don't want to play another one after this, and I will not play another one after this. And we also already won the Super Bowl, so let's just jump into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs as we are 11-5 coming off a win to the Giants as we are here to face the 9-7 Baltimore Ravens, and we are top the division above the 9-7 Buffalo Bills. Tim Rubio, another pretty good season. 13th best offense in the league. 21st best defense in the league, though. And Tim Rubio, 3,900 yards, 35 TDs, 9 interceptions. Still a pretty good season. Rushing-wise, Aaron Jones, 8 TDs and 1,300 yards. And receiving-wise, Deebo Samuel over 1,000 yards, 11 TDs, and it looks like Noah Fant has 12 TDs as well. And offensively, LVE here with the most tackles on the team. Most tackles for a loss goes to Chase, 13 for Chase Winovich, and sacks goes to 8 for Matthew Ioannidis, the replacement for J.J. Watt. Obviously not as good, but still all right. Stephon Gilmore with 6 picks. That's pretty great. And safeties is 0, and defensive touchdowns is, if it will ever load, 0. So other than that, boys, we're going to simulate this wildcard round against the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm going to simulate probably all the way to the Super Bowl because we already won the Super Bowl, and it doesn't really matter at this point. It would be pretty cool if we could make it all the way there through simulation. But we are here to face the 12-4 Kansas City Chiefs in the conference, well, in the divisional round. Can we beat anyone in the conference championship? Wait, we are here in the conference championship. We made it here. I'm actually going to simulate this to the Super Bowl. Let's see if we can make it. It'd be pretty funny if we did. Do we make it? No, we don't. Losing to Joe Burrow. It's going to be the Buccaneers and Bengals. We made it all the way to the conference championship by simulating, so that was pretty cool. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys all enjoyed, because I know I did. This was definitely a very fun rebuild. Tim Rubio, the rookie, seemed to do very, very good. Definitely a great offense. I was very happy gutting this team. It wasn't realistic at all, but it was definitely fun to do. It was more of a fun rebuild. But if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like and or subscribe, because it really helps me out. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. And Thanksgiving is coming up, so I guess put in the comments what you're thankful for. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys all in the next one.